people are really gonna watch this,
They ain't got nothing else to do.
right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she wants us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio. What's up, fam? How you doing? We see you. Feel good. Feel great.
Hey, fam.
So what's going on? How was your day?
Hey, you know, it was a day. It was a day. How about you, my nigga? You got some good news that you need to share with the people, and they should know about your good news.
Instagram ain't getting in.
You might have to remove it.
Oh, man.
So remove it and then bring it back. Yeah. And then bring it back. Boop.
So, yeah. La, 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 la.
And save changes and then go live.
Ooh, ooh.
We're trying to get things together, Jazz. We're
So, how's everybody feeling?
still not working?
Nah,
Go ahead. Tell your news.
I don't have no news.
Shut up. Yes, you do. Just hit go live, nigga.
I did hit go live. It didn't work. What does that say?
It says Ken, good news, eyeballs.
Oh, yeah, cuz. So, here's what I learned today.
Mm-hmm.
Men, take y'all ass to the doctors.
Yes.
Okay? That's we're going to start there. Everybody, take your ass to the doctors, but especially men.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm black, I'm allowed to say this, especially black men. Take your ass to the doctors. Here's why. I learned a trend in my charts, my vital signs.
Wait, question. Should we do birthdays before we go into this?
Could it end up being a rant? Sure. Let's go to birthdays. Damn sure can. As Walgreens is hitting me up for your prescriptions as we speak. Okay.
Our prescription?
No. Anyway, let's go over these birthdays. Birthdays first. Let's do that. Today is the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. Antonio Doyle, Sr. That's it.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah. One of the football players.
Oh, okay.
A father of a football player.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's play the song and get this.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
I don't know what type of day we got going on here.
Y'all ready? Well, happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Well, you look good. You look good. You look fine. You look fine. We hope you have a good time. Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you.
And as the saying goes, continue to live your life in a way that makes every day worth celebrating from the SIDS. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Hold on. There we go. So, what was the news? The news is this. Take your ass to the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it's take your ass to the doctors is because on my chart, I noticed a trend.
Mm-hmm.
And on this trend, it was basically telling me when my body was basically shutting down on me. And it usually was during the times that I had high level of stress. I am trying to pull it up now so that I can make sure I give you guys like an accurate account because it was pretty dope when I figured it out. Like, wow, this is crazy.
And realizing how bad your numbers were.
My numbers were freaking terrible.
Mhm.
All right. So let's, if I can, let's take it back to what caused me to go to the doctor in the first place, which is unfortunate. Something was off, wasn't feeling 100%, needed to figure out what was going on. Well, took my ass to the doctors, only to find out my ass was diabetic. They drew blood. My A1C level was at 11. It's supposed to be at 6.
Mm-hmm.
My blood pressure was through the roof, 150 something, and it should be down in the 120s. The top number, and the bottom number should be under 100. I was over. I was 105, 102, 10 something. So I had high blood pressure and I had diabetes, and was living as if I did not. But something triggered it to say, you need to go to the hospital. Well, it was a high level of stress, if I could just be honest and just say, like, stress was a part of my issue. And I felt it. So when I felt that it was a part of the stress, all right, man, you got to go take your ass in. All right. So when I went in, the first appointment I had, let me tell you how sad this was. I didn't even have a PCP. So I didn't have a personal care physician in North Carolina. I was living down here for 13 years. So that tells you I hadn't gone to the doctors over 13 years. All right. That's strike one. Then when I got there, my ass had a blood pressure level of 146 over 102. That bottom number is strokeadocious. You on your way up out of here. Like, this is a problem. All right. Then they diagnosed me with diabetes as well. And my mother, who was a personal trainer, kept saying, I just want to see your numbers. You need to get that blood drawn. And this is this is after my mother has died. Right. So she died in 2022. This is when I said, you know what, let me figure out this thing about my health. So I wasn't coaching football and I didn't have too many stressors. I had started to pretty much handle things with my, doctor. I went back to my doctor again a month later, and my blood pressure, after I took my diet and everything seriously, my blood pressure was 126 over 82. Great bounce back.
Absolutely.
He didn't expect it. And he didn't take my A1C at that time. Then I go back because I started coaching football again. This time I was at Shaw University, for those that don't know. Blood pressure, 158 over 108 during the football season. 158 over 108 during the football season. This is November. All right. So I'm like, all right, I got off of football. And I came back to my doctor almost a year later, and he wanted to see how well I was doing. Well, I had coached football again. This is now August, September, October. It was October. So I went to go see him in October because once again, something wasn't right. When I was coaching, my hands would get swollen and like they would get tight. Like they look like hot dogs before they about to bust in a microwave. And I ain't even being funny. They would be completely tight. My hands would be tight. I could barely grip anything. Blood pressure, 168 over 102. So that's not good. So he put me on blood pressure medication at that time. Just one pill. I continued to coach. He said, I need to see you a month later. All right. Well, no, I'm sorry. He didn't put me on blood pressure pills at that time. At that 168, 102, he did not put me on blood pressure pills because here I go. Please just let me work on it. I'll do it right. I promise I don't want to be on no medication. Please. So my doctor,
Sound like the damn Firefly.
I don't want to be on no medication. I did not want to be on any medication because I'm already taking insulin. Didn't want no more medication. But needless to say, I did not drop one of my major stressors, football. I come back to see him literally a month later. Blood pressure 108 over 105. You can have a stroke and or heart attack at any given time. So I was holding all that stress in. If you guys were listening, a few days ago when I went in about coaching and how stressful the environment was, this now put me on not one, but 2 pills along with the insulin. Now that's not good. Believe me, I'm not happy about it. And I have to go see him a month later while taking the medicine. And it's still not good. It dropped, the top number dropped somewhat. It was 144, but that bottom number was still way too high. It was 94. So during the season, you could see when I was coaching, because of the high levels of stress, and not to dismiss the fact that my job is stressful. So between the job and the coaching and the coaches and the bull crap that I was dealing with, 182 over 105. When I was coaching the season before, 168 over 102. Stress. And you say, well, I don't want to hear that stress shit. Okay, fine. Blood pressure now, since I seen him in November, blood pressure, no coaching, 118 over 74.
Yeah. Hold on.
118 over 74.
Yeah.
Then he took it again with another blood pressure cuff because they used a bigger one for me. But now he's like, well, let me try it with the smaller one and see what we get. Now, usually you're not supposed to take blood pressures back to back on the same arm, right? Because the pressure from squeezing it is going to automatically trigger another high blood pressure. Even with him going back to back on the same arm, it was 126 over 84, something like that.
Which is close to textbook.
So it's no difference between the cuffs. So between the medicine, stress, less stress, exercise, and eating fairly decent. Like I don't eat perfect, but I don't eat like I did before. 118 over 74.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing. My weight. So when I was coaching before, I was big as hell. The numbers, I will not give you specific numbers because I want to tell y'all what the start number was. And then when I reach my goal, where I started and where I ended, I don't want to tell y'all that now, but I can tell you how much I've lost. So while I was coaching, I was big, guys, big. But since I stopped coaching, like this is in November, since I stopped coaching, took my medicine, checked on myself, got a therapist, got my tools, CBD, less stress, I have lost 27 pounds since November. 27 pounds since November. And I equate that to less stress. The moment I stopped stressing, the weight started coming off. Now, I'm not saying I don't have any stress.
Right.
Because for the stress that I do have, that I can't get away from, that's why I have a therapist who we'll be talking to later on in the show. But for the stress that I could control and get rid of, I immediately changed my health. So I say all that to say, one of the things that I have had a hard time doing, and I wanted to wait until I got my numbers to be able to compare and contrast when we're talking about coaching again. One of the biggest things I want to do is be here for my daughters. It's the biggest thing, because I know how, even though my dad and I, after my mother and father divorced, we weren't the closest, but I knew he was there. He was a phone call away. And knowing that, there was a sense of assurance and security, because you can always get a good conversation, a good piece of advice. He's right there, even a good laugh. But when he wasn't, there was a piece of me that identified with my dad that is gone. Now you're left empty. And it wasn't because of old age. It's different when people die and they've been around since Martin and Malcolm was walking. That's when you be like, well, you know, how long you expect them to live? But when you're 43 and you realize that your father died at 50, it's a little scary. So taking you have the same thing that he has. He died because of heart complications due to diabetes. So knowing that, I decided to take things seriously for myself, which is weird because a lot of people are used to, you know, one more round, let's do this, one more for the Gipper block. But the numbers show that the game was killing me from the inside.
Yes, it was.
And so once again, I've lost more from a sport than I've gained. And the disappointment on my fiance's face when I talked about coaching again, I didn't want to continue that. Because this stuff is what she's seen but didn't say. Y'all niggas seen me getting big as hell. You seen it.
Not looking in the camera.
You seen it. You seen it. You seen it. But we just had a friend just say, what does it look like? You ain't gonna be coaching. What does that even look like? That's not. See, because we get into one thing that I have not heard in a while is my nickname, Big. And you grow accustomed to it, to where if you are big, everybody calls you Big. So it doesn't make a difference because Big, it's who you are. I don't hear it anymore since my mom passed. Every now and again from her, but most of the time she calls me my nig. And then my friend Art in Pittsburgh. Other than that, I don't hear it anymore. So then there's no reason to identify with that. Now I'm big shirt, little neck guy. You can call me that. Because every shirt is too damn big around my neck.
Big shirt, little neck guy.
Big shirt, little neck guy. And I'm okay with it. I am, because there's a goal weight, right? There's a goal weight that I got to get to. And when I get to that, hopefully I don't look like an alien. And hopefully I have clothes that fit. Because right now I'm in that transition of why buy new clothes and you keep losing weight because your clothes they're not fitting. You know what I'm saying? Like my shorts today are way too big, even with a belt. But I really want people to understand how serious it is.
So we're missing a lot of comments.
Are we?
Yeah, because you know what? StreamYard is killing us, y'all. So we're not ignoring you. I promise you.
What are the comments?
Hypertension is a silent killer. Please take care of yourself. Dang, what was stressful about the coaching? A lot of hand claps for you. What
was stressful about the coaching? Okay. Let me get to the questions. Hold on. Somebody laughing?
Just said Mr. Potato Head like your baby said.
Word. It was ignorant, wasn't it? Wasn't it ignorant?
Someone said, I can see a difference since you were our coach. That was Miss Driggins.
Right. So Miss Driggins, check this out. Like the shorts that I have on now are the coaching shorts that I wore when I was coaching at Enloe. My game day shorts. They're too big. So the shorts that I wore at Enloe, I cannot wear anymore. And yes, definitely Mr. Potato Head, because if I take this hat off, it's a whole thing. And it's there's more jokes.
No, I'm just laughing at that.
What?
That Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, okay. So somebody asked, who asked what about the yes, the beige one? Yes, the beige one's Miss Steph. They're too big right now. If I try to, I have them on, but if I let me put a cell phone or anything in my pocket and my ass is out, that I can't wear them anymore. Like really, they should be retired. And so it's kind of crazy, man. Like, but it was a silent killer. It was killing me. Who was the person that asked about the
Jazz did.
Okay, so what was making the coaching is hard because of the politics. And without making a long story long, even though we don't have a lot for entertainment news today, it's been a slow day with news. But Pooh, Kim has a humdinger for you. Now, you think this shit I'm telling you is just lock in. So, what made the coaching difficult is the politics, because the school districts are not built for the kids to always be successful. And so you have a choice that I'm either going to break a rule because it's needed for the kids, or I'm going to ignore what's needed for the kids and stick to the script of the politics. That is high school coaching in a nutshell, because there are so many red lines and tapes and all that stuff that you cannot do if you're black, because we watch the white coaches do the same things that the black coaches want to do, but then they tell us we can't do it. For example, this is a true story, cuz my coaching staff was predominantly black besides one or two guys, Coach Metz and Coach Landesman. But because we were all big guys on that sidelines, one day, one game, there was another big guy with a headpiece in his ear. This headpiece in his ear, he was talking to other people. Well, we had started to become slightly popular, and I honestly, I didn't know who he was, but he's walking up and down the sidelines, and the coaches are getting a little bit, rattled about who is this guy, because he has a headphone. So we're thinking there's somebody telling our calls to somebody across to the other team, because who the hell is this guy walking with the referee? Never seen it before. So as the head coach, I got to go to him. I go to him and I say to his face, "Hey, why are you on my sideline?" He tries to be big bad Debo for him. For who? For him. The ref? Yeah. Why? Because you guys are an aggressive coaching staff. They reported y'all as an aggressive coaching staff, and the referee said he needs a bodyguard on this side. You got to be kidding me. So, needless to say, I reported this. Nothing, I repeat, nothing was done. So when you go to your administration and you tell them about the things that you've experienced that are unjust, and nothing happens, now you're put in a situation to decide, what do I do? Do I protect our kids and our image, or do I just go along with what's good for the school? Well, I didn't always go along with what was good for the school, because my job was to protect those kids. Because nobody cleared this guy to be here. For all we know, he could be a pedophile.
Or a terrorist.
Or you're just a bodyguard. Because if any other parent walked out the stands and tried to walk up and down the sideline, they would have escorted the parent out. But here's the trip. Nobody told me that was happening. So while I'm going through this game, I'm also thinking in my head, we've been stereotyped as an aggressive staff, and we've never had a penalty against us towards a referee or anything. Never. And you got to eat that. Now, remember, the same year y'all were here, the same year I had to eat the fact that we didn't play our last game in the rain and that our AD canceled it. I had to eat that. On top of the fact, the very first AD I had, you want to know why the jerseys weren't good? Because there was money missing. People don't want to talk about that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, the things that I know, if I talked about them now, you would have a whole wall of people be like, he's crazy. No, I'm not. When people ask me why certain things happen, I say,
yes, Miss Drake.
What?
Well, she's supporting you. She's saying that everything that you're saying is the truth. Then she said he stole the money.
Yes. The first AD embezzled money. And everybody said, well, what do you mean? Okay, well, here we go. We found a safe inside the concession stand that nobody knew about. No administrator, nobody knew about that. There was a Gatorade machine. When you put a vending machine inside of a school, it has to get approved.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Gatorade machine inside our school on the opposite side from where the principals are, on the other school, West Building, East Building. But it was only approved and touched by the athletic director.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was saying things like, we're sponsored by Gatorade, how come we can't get Gatorade?
Right.
Why can't our kids get Gatorade? I see all the Gatorade over there. We're sponsored by Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we weren't sponsored by Gatorade. He just knew how to get a vending machine inside the school and had Gatorade drop it off because the drop off was on the other side of the school where the administration never seen it.
Mm.
So he's racking money from a vending machine that is illegal technically by the county.
Right.
Because nobody knew it was there.
Right.
But we can't get new jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
So our kids are supposed to have holes in the jerseys.
And uncashed checks in a drawer too.
Somebody's spilling all the beans.
That's Miss String.
Oh, and so then after all here's where things get crazy. There's a brother, very prestigious in Wake County, who to this day has a grudge with me. I won't say his name, but he's very prestigious,
Mm-hmm.
and he worked at Enloe.
Mm-hmm.
Should tell you everything that you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Has a grudge with me.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was not for me discovering the fact that the AD was embezzling money, he would have been fired.
Ew. Because that's your job, to monitor.
Oh, no. He signed off on the shit.
Oh, no.
So the athletic director told me how he would get him to sign off on things. You want to know what he said? This is right hand to God. Right hand to God. The AD said, I can get him to sign anything because he never pays attention to what he signs. What do you mean he never pays attention to what he signs? All you got to do is catch him in the cafeteria while he's talking to somebody and say, hey, I need you to sign this. Flip it open and he'll sign off on it, hand it right back to you. Boom, you're gone.
What?
So this happened over
Gasp button.
and over and over again, to the point where these people are in debt because the athletic director has access to all the money. So when I ask this simple question, who counts the money after our games at the end of the night?
Mm-hmm.
Remember I asked that question?
Yes, you did.
Well, we let the AD do that. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. We have at least 4 or 5 home games, right? Let's just say I skimmed 1,500, 2,000 off the top. That's 10 grand every football season that I'm embezzling that you guys have no idea about.
Right.
Shouldn't it be at least 2 people to count that?
Absolutely.
And y'all telling me we don't have no money and these kids got to wear these dingy ass jerseys?
But that to me is insane because that's a standard wherever you go. There's always another person to count money to make sure that everything is accounted for. Even if you count it,
Yeah.
another person comes behind you to make sure that the count is on point.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot more than just him that had their hand in the pot.
Mm.
So this is why
Mm.
they hated my ass.
Okay.
But this is the notice I ain't talking about football on the field.
Right.
I'm talking about the things that happen off the field.
Right.
So this is why they couldn't stand my black ass. And I had to go because I wouldn't play ball.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the way they tried to get me to be a part of this. Hey, Coach Block, you do a lot of work around here. I want to get you an extra stipend. An extra stipend? For what? Do you be out there helping with the track team? Not
No.
really. Not enough to get a stipend. Like I
Right.
go out there because my car is parked by the track, but not enough to get a stipend.
Right.
Well, don't say it'll just be a little something extra in your check.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
This is
the hell
this
not.
is this is the
Mm-mm.
this is the AD. Now this is the AD. There's just be a little something extra in your check. So, needless to say, I said, "Nah, I'm cool. Don't do that. Don't put that little extra in my check."
No.
So once he didn't put the little extra in the check, I'm at this event with principal and assistant principal, the assistant principal who is over athletics.
Uh-oh.
What?
And they all but threw us Black parents out of the booster meetings when we questioned the books.
Oh. Like I said, people don't want to get me to get into telling the stories with the people who know what's up.
Obviously not, Ms. Jordan.
Right. Now, so now.
And the AD was trying to cover his ass.
Yes. Was he? So, which part was I on?
Oh, they were trying to give you a little something.
Yeah,
You
give
said
me a
no.
little stipend, right? So then now let me tell you how this one went. I said, no, I don't think I should do that. So I'm with the principal over athletics.
Mhm.
I rock with her to this day. She mad at me at how I left Enloe, and I understand it, but I had to leave from me.
Right.
I had to resign. I didn't see anybody have my back but
Right.
her.
Mhm.
And she didn't have a pool to do what needed to be done.
Right.
But she had my back.
Mhm.
So I asked her, I said, hey, look, this is the move. They thinking about, putting a little money out there. She said, let me ask you one question. Is your ass out there every day at practice? I said, no. She said, then don't do it.
Right.
At that time, principal goes to GK. Does Coach Block help you with the track team? He was like, nah, why? Oh, okay. So then he goes back to the AD. Why'd you say Coach Block was helping with the track program and he ain't really helping with the track program? They trying to get my ass fired. Because if GK would have said, yeah, but then they knew I never stepped a foot out of there, boom, you got him. Because his ass, the heat was up here on his ass.
So it's like if I go down, I want you to go down with
You
me.
got to go down with me.
Oh, ain't that about a bitch? Hmm.
And so when people ask me, like, well, what do you mean? What happened at Enloe? Why did that happen? It's easy. They couldn't handle the fact that Block wasn't going for the bullshit. Regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does this tie in? Remember, I told y'all I was in the hospital twice
Mm-hmm.
during those times. And I did not tell the parents and I did not tell the school that I was in the ER after two specific games. One being Leesville, one being Cardinal Gibbons, our two hardest games. And that was the season that we went undefeated because I knew how they screwed us and how they screwed those kids. But everybody looked at me like, what's wrong with him? There were so many things behind the scenes that nobody knew about. It was crazy.
Right.
It was crazy.
Right.
And so you got to eat that. And so now where do you put that out? Because Chiquita don't care at home. She don't give a damn about that.
Leave that shit at the door.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. Then you got to watch who you talk to in the community because what? And then now, chirp, 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 chirp. So you can't say too much in the community.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely can't indulge it with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to eat that. Now, while you eating that, let's remember what?
Jazz said, do your 3 stages of faces from the news. So step 1.
Step 1 on the news. Coach Blocker, we see that the game is canceled. How were you alerted?
And then we went to 2.
So was there a reason why the game was canceled?
And then finally we went to 3.
Who made the decision to cancel the game? All this happened. And once again, what was the politics behind it? The AD was friends with the head coach at that other school, and they agreed that we're not playing the game.
Right.
And nobody told me.
Right.
Parents got soggy balloons ready to play this game, rain suits ready to go,
Right.
wet pizza boxes that they bought for the concession stands,
Chick-fil-A sandwich.
and Chick-fil-A sandwiches that was soggy as hell. Now, what are we going to do with these? Because I forgot to tell y'all the reason why all that stuff was purchased. You want to know what night it was? The reason why they had the balloons?
Was it senior night?
It was senior night.
It was senior night.
It was senior night.
It was. Mhm.
So then now you told so then the AD and the principal turn and look at me and say to me, damn, their senior night. So then the seniors still had their senior night, but look at the conditions.
Mhm.
It was their senior night.
Right.
And you shut them down like that. Now you got me standing outside the door senior night like this. Wow. I can't believe this shit here. And the parents would do a tremendous job of Coach Block. We got your back. Don't worry about it. And I'm thinking in my head, nah, because Monday I got to see somebody about this. Because this is some bullshit here. Then I go home and niggas looking at me like, I don't want to hear it. Shut your ass up. This is what you signed up for. But it's crazy. Oh, well, shut up. Blood pressure, 158 over 105. I don't want to drop dead coaching football. I don't want to do that.
Right.
And the politics of this all is enough to take anybody who has an inch of a heart, an inkling of a heart about the kids. It'll take you out. I'm lucky I had the parental support that I had, because they could fight some of the battles. But a lot of the battles was just me. Could you imagine this, guys? Now you're dealing with this other shit, right? And you get a phone call. Coach, what's up? I gotta talk to you. Oh shit, what you do? The police came to the door. Actually, the police, yeah. It was the detectives. The detectives, why? You know how you saying that I need to just chill. Yeah.
Not now. Let's go by the advice that you gave me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You know how you said I need to just chill, like I didn't need to be working a job. Yeah. Well, I was working a job. Word? Yeah. Well, what you do? All right, well, I clean up the stadium. I can't clean up PNC Arena. Okay, cool. And after it's over, you know, they be leaving stuff. Who? Like the fans. Oh, okay. So what did you do? Coach, man, they was tripping. Who? The police. Why? They came to my house. For what? All right, man, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, okay?
Yes, the fuck?
This is how the conversation went. I'm gonna just tell you straight up, okay? Yeah, what's up? I stole somebody's credit card and bought some stuff with it.
Oh.
Whose credit card did you steal? I don't even know her, coach. I got rid of the card after I bought what I bought. Okay, all right. So what did you buy? Maybe we can take it back. Nah, you can't take it back, coach. Why? What did you buy? Man, I bought some Taco Bell. What do you mean you bought Taco Bell? Man, I was hungry after work. I bought me, a couple other players, but we all ate Taco Bell. On this lady's card? Yeah. Did you swipe it? Or did you sign? Did you have to sign for it? No. They just took it real quick, swiped it, and gave it back. Oh, all right. So then what you in trouble for? Yeah, that's in addition to. What else did you buy? I got a vape pen. A vape pen? Yeah, actually, I got like 4 of them. 4 vape pens. Oh my God. First of all, why are y'all smoking vape pens? I mean, coach, you know, I be having a lot on me. Okay, whatever. All right. So did you swipe for that one? Yeah, but this is where I messed up. What? I actually signed the lady's name on the thing. All right. So what you want me to do? Because your ass is going to jail. See, here's the thing though, coach. They left a number for you to call. Me? I'm not your parent. They said, hey, your coach call. I said, well, how did I get involved in this? Because I said, I don't know where my mom's at. Give me the number, dude. All right. Call the cops. Tell me about the kid. He's a good kid. I need him. He's a senior. I look up to him. He's one of my leaders of the team. Well, why in the hell would he do this, coach? I said, because he don't have a lot to eat. Most nights he don't eat.
Is this true?
Swear to God.
Oh, okay.
Most nights he don't eat because mom has to feed the younger siblings. There's 5 of them. He's the oldest. Mom kind of looks at him as you got to go get your own stuff. I said, that's why he's working. Man, you serious, coach? Yeah. I said, so what is it that I can do to make this better? Like, what can I do so this young man doesn't get in trouble? Yeah, coach, because that's a felony. When he signed, he signed her name, that's a felony. Now the other one, Taco Bell, misdemeanor, blah blah blah. But when he signed her name, that was an intent. That's a felony charge.
Right.
I said, we can't get a boy a felony. He said, all right, coach. He said, I like what you're doing. Quote, I like what you're doing over there at Enlow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna text you a number from a number, not this number, because this is my work number, because he was a detective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna text you a number from a number, and that number is gonna be this lady's number.
Was he or?
He was a white guy.
Oh, okay.
He said, now you call that person and work out whatever you can work out.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all work something out, I'm out of it. If y'all can't, we're gonna go ahead and press those charges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I called the lady. Meanwhile, people stealing money in the school. Let's
Right.
talk about that.
Right.
Money's being stolen in the school. I'm being watched. Kids need jerseys, all this shit. And you got me calling a lady whose wallet you stole.
Mm-hmm.
So I call the lady and I get the ear beating that he should have gotten. And I took it. And the reason why I took it is because, like she said, I am on a tight budget and my money, I'm a single mother. I got, 3 kids and everything on my credit card is counted for so we can get through the month to get to the next month. So what he did, and she was going in and in and in.
How much in total did he spend?
So the Taco Bell was like $40 something.
Okay.
And then the vape pens that was another purchase of like $30 something, $40 something. So it was almost close to $100 for that night.
Okay.
And so I said, all right, now I'm listening to this shit. And I'm like, oh, I just need this nigga to play football. And I don't know what I'm going to say to this woman because she don't sound like she's going to loosen up.
I'll be like, baby, I'll give you the $100 right now to put on your credit card bill.
Well, see, you got money to do that because you don't have a lot. You got Mason. I got Deanna, Nadia. And at this time, I'm paying support for both of them. And I got Yara on the way. So I don't just have
We gonna
$100.
work this out.
Yeah, I don't just have $100. So we're gonna figure out an alternate route. So so we had to figure out another way.
All that damn hooting and hollering, girl.
Oh, she gave
Here's the
me
money.
an ear beat and I didn't have it to give. And I didn't know where to get it from. And like I said, money's tied up around me. Booster Club don't want to give no money. AD's money locked up. Everybody, money is just not where it needs to be.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I got to hear this ear beating. So then, to make a long story short, she said, well, coach, you tell me about this kid. And if you can make it make sense to me why I shouldn't press charges on him, because I feel like he needs to learn a lesson from this so he don't do it again. I said, but I'm telling you, he was hungry. He gonna do it again. If we don't find a way for this young man to eat at night.
Mm-hmm.
I said, imagine not eating at all. He don't eat. He sacrifices his meals for his siblings. Mom puts it on him to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Well, is he black, coach? Yeah, he's a black.
Was
He's a
she
black
black?
kid. Nope. Is he black, coach? I said, yeah, he's a black kid. She said, I don't
Careful now.
No, she said, I don't want to be the cause of another young black man being in the system.
Oh, okay. All right.
So here's what we need to do. You come up with a plan that sounds good to me, and then I'll drop all charges, and then, but there's one caveat. What's that? I need to talk to the team. Oh, shit. You can't just come in this locker
See,
room
now
and talk
this,
to
I would have
team.
wholeheartedly understood if you called me and said,
see.
nigga, I need $100.
No.
Because what?
I can't. No, there's not a lot of people that even know this story. This is, who this is? He's old. He's grown now. This is Joshua Satterwhite.
Satterwhite?
This is Satterwhite.
Go sit your ass down somewhere.
So Satterwhite, this is him. So he says, I call him. I said, now look,
Because you're tired.
I'm pissed. Money's being everywhere. I'm trying to fight for y'all, and you out here stealing shit.
I done got this
I
ear
said,
beating.
I got an ear beating from you, and the damn police was calling me. Don't have the police call me. You don't know your coach got things.
Nigga.
Shit, when they call me, I'm like, I didn't do it. Oh, from one of the kids. Oh, well, how can I help you?
Continue.
How can I help you? So So she had to talk to the team because she wanted all them to know
Right.
about, stealing and how it could hurt people and, finance, blah, 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 blah. So here's the
I'm
thing.
hungry, bitch.
Here's what's funny. Here's what's funny. I said, here's what you're going to do. God damn it. Because I'm tired of this shit. This is in front of the team. Lou, you work for the Boys and Girls Club, right? Yeah. All right. He going to volunteer his ass at the Boys and Girls Club every morning. And then we going to write up a report and send that report to her so that she can be happy with this report. Because you going to volunteer some damn time.
I'm asking a lot for $100.
So, wait, this was in front of the team.
Oh, okay.
Team. So this is terrible. You can tell.
Full on Denzel on these niggas.
Ooh. And your brown hind parts will understand what this means in this community. I went in. I'm talking about
Great debaters, nigga.
ooh, you won't never play it down until you volunteer every ounce of your goddamn time. I put the best, I'm talking about the best cuss out in front of the team. Everybody looking like, I won't steal shit. Not even out of my own cabinets. Like they were frozen. Because if you steal another goddamn thing, I swear for God, I'll turn everybody in on this goddamn team. We won't have a damn team. Goddamn criminals.
The lip flipper.
Sick of this shit. Y'all don't know what I'm dealing with. Trying to make sure y'all shit is on point. This is crazy. I just need y'all to be leaders.
I would be so mad if I had to hear that and I did nothing wrong. Like,
He did do
yo.
something wrong. You stole a credit card.
No, I'm talking about the whole team.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're used to it by now. And the other niggas is like, man, we going to whoop this nigga's ass. I swear to God, I don't want to hear this no more. So then we get ready for practice, right? And here's where old coach is. This is where there's a certain bond with certain players.
Uh-huh.
After I cussed everybody out, I called him, GK, and Lou back, and Satterwhite, the one who stole the shit. I said, all right, Lou, well, I need you at practice. We ain't doing none of that shit. None of it. I said that to make sure they don't steal anything else. I'm telling you like this. You steal one more goddamn thing, I'm turning you in myself. We good? I said, now, Lou, write that shit up. You sign it every day. And then we're going to get that to her at the end of the week, every Friday, so she can shut the hell up. Steal one more goddamn thing, I'm turning your black ass in myself.
How long did this last for?
The summer.
The whole summer? She wanted the whole summer of this shit?
Yeah.
For $100?
He signed her name. But we did it, though. So then when I let her talk to the team, when she came to talk to the team, prior to her talking to the team, shut y'all ass up. Just listen to what the fuck she got to say. They looking at me like, one person utter a word. If you cough, I swear for God, I will run you until you can't breathe. Just let her talk. Because I know my kids, they'll get agitated like, yo,
right.
Come
I'm not
on,
trying to hear
man.
this shit. Like, bitch, shut up.
I'll hear somebody, cats will be like, Coach, word? Like, they'll do it while she's talking.
Jess said, now what if she went to the Boys and Girls Club to check?
Well, Lou worked there, so Lou could make an excuse.
Okay.
So Lou was there. Lou was the cover-up. So she came in, and when I tell you this woman, I should have never gave her the goddamn stage. Oh, man, she talked so long. Even I was like, okay, all right, get out. Get
Thanks,
the hell out.
sis. Mm-hmm.
So then she did her spiel, and she left. And I went off on them kids again because I was stressed out. See, this is what I'm talking about. God damn, I'm over here arguing with y'all, trying to make sure y'all eat. And I got to deal with this shit. Why do y'all act like this? Stop. Because he wasn't the only one. OG kept me on the hotline.
Yeah.
Coach. Coach, what's up? They always took a deep breath like it was hard for them to say.
They were stressed out, nigga.
Coach, I'm like, what's up, man? Talk to me. You okay? Yes, I'm fine. What do you
What
want?
do you want?
This lady talking about I can't stay in my house tonight. What? Me and my mom just got into an argument. I can't stay in the house.
He's talking about his mom. He said this lady.
Because see, OG had a couple situations. Probation. So you got to be in your house for probation because you got to be somewhere where they got a phone so somebody can get in contact with you. But this lady, i.e. his
Your
mother,
mom. Yeah.
she said, I can't stay here tonight, coach, and I ain't got this to do, man. You told me to stay out of trouble. You told me to stay out of trouble. So can I come to your house? Whoa,
What?
wait a minute.
No.
Whoa, wait. Now, hold
No,
on.
no,
Hold on. Now, wait a minute. You have gang activity with you. This is not the place to come. I don't live far from you. So this is not the place to come. Well, they told me if I can't, then they're gonna put me in child protective services. And I'm like 17, coach. I ain't got time for this. Well, what happened? What happened? Can somebody tell me what happens? The lady gets on the phone. Well, they got into an argument. She called me. Who are you? I'm the probation officer. Oh shit. If he ain't got nowhere to go, his ass is going. Because they tired of OG low ass. His ass is going to child protective service till we figure this shit out. Here's what he says. But can I play in a game from child protective services?
Nigga.
This is how much these kids love this team and how stressed out I was. Because this is my coach. I'm telling you, like, I'm going to be straight up. I said, lady, I got to make some calls. Can he just sit there till I figure out where he's going to go? Yeah, that's cool. So I get on the phone, start calling people to figure out where he's going to go. And we had a whole system to house him. This is during the season.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, we still got an athletic director that's stealing money. Shit's going crazy.
Yes.
Parents
a principal who's just signing.
Parents
shit.
is ready to fight at booster club meetings and all this shit. Like, yeah, the real talk, right? It's about to go down. Miss Striggins was one of them. Like, hands was about to be put on people.
We about to fight the fucking booster club, bitch.
And now you got to figure this out because he needs somewhere to go or he's going to child protective services. 158 over 109 was the blood pressure.
So who came through for OG?
It was a series of people. So he stayed with Hamilton for a minute. He stayed with Coach Knight for a second. He stayed with Shonda for the longest period of time.
Okay.
So it was just he was passed around amongst the team until we could figure it out.
Like mom kicked him out?
Yeah. He wasn't allowed to go back. His probation officer kept saying this is just not a conducive place for him to come back. So I had to continue to call the probation officer to assure her he was in a safe place,
right? Or
her ass was going to come wherever he was at and take him back.
And come and get him.
Yeah. Yeah. These are undisclosed stories. They're grown now, so I can tell them. These are everybody's over 21. So I can tell these stories. Because when I tell you this is when people say, oh, Coach Block, they don't know about this. Now, certain parents do. Certain people do. And that's why I was like, he's more than a coach. Like, there's certain people in be like, nah, he more than a coach. You want to know why? OG again. In the school. All right, y'all. This is because I think our guest is here. I don't know.
Yes.
In the school. All right. My player who's tatted up on the neck. All right. He's tatted up on the neck. Well, who's that? He's tatted up on the neck.
Oh, Katrina. Hi. Hey, girl. And that's crazy. It's reading from YouTube, but it won't read Facebook. Insane. Whatever.
He's coach. Cuz yes, this is why I was stressed. But now let me tell you now. So I work in the school. The kids knew if I got an email from anybody in that school during the course of the day, asses was on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, asses is on fire. And I mean that. Like, I used to tell him, don't worry about it. We're going to be a goddamn track team today. That meant there was no practice. You just going to run for 2 hours.
Absolutely the hell not. Mm-mm.
Because you don't know all the stories. Here's a story that caused they ass to have to run. OG little ass gets mad. You want to know why he got mad? She won't take my test. I finished my test on time. I wasn't late.
Oh.
So he got mad, and so he went to his support teacher and was like, somebody better call Coach Block because I'm about to tear this school up. Now,
He's like this big.
I was about to say, for those who don't know, he might be 5'4", might be 5'4". But when I tell you with all the tattoos, his tattoos let you know, don't f me. So he goes, I'm about to tear this school up. Somebody better get Coach Block right now. So she's trying to talk him down, and she tells me from her side, yeah, Coach Block, can't nobody get him. Matter of fact, he just walked out my room. And so he walked out the room, took her walkie-talkie, broke it, battery on the ground. He walking through the hallways, cussing people out. Principal tried to calm him down. Get the fuck off me. This is what he tells the principal, because I ended up getting a chance to watch the video of the carnage that this dude did all the way around. So now me and GK get out SOS. Come get him now. He's tripping on this campus somewhere. So me and GK leaves his class. Like, he has a whole class. I'm like, G, we got to find him because he'll tear this whole school up. Yeah, all right. So GK went one way, I went the other way. So then I walked to the library. I'm like, did you see? They're like, little dude? Yeah, he went that way. So
little dude. Yes,
So-
Katrina said 120 minutes, coach. I know that's right.
So dude goes nuts. I'm like, I got to find him. I got to find this guy. So he's still tearing up the school. I find him. All right. Now here's where you're more than a coach. I find him. But once again, remember, he has a support services. He could not understand why this teacher wouldn't take his test.
Right.
And everybody knew you bet take those tests.
Yeah.
Because if I find out you ain't take no test or your test is late, once again, that's your ass. So in his mind, I don't want to deal with Coach Block.
Right.
Take this
Take
test.
the damn test.
Because
Bitch.
once again, support service student. This is how sometimes the schools can be so out of touch. So when I find OG, me and the principal over athletics, we find him and we try to get him calm quickly, because now the school's SRO is involved. He has now called other cops. And now you got to get this dude calm, because what he ain't afraid of is the police.
Right.
Tattoos, gang affiliated. Oh, y'all got to call these cops? They some bitches anyway. Okay, OG, we got to get you out of here. Nah, coach, we gonna do it then. Let's do it then. I'll go to jail today. They act like it's the first time. I'm like,
Wait a
but I
minute.
just got you placed, and I'm making phone calls. I'm making phone calls every Friday. You gotta chill, bro. And I'm talking to him like, you gotta chill. And the cops, I swear it's like something out of the movie Higher Learning. They're walking closer and closer. And so the principal over athletics said, nah, y'all gotta chill, like back up.
You're going to exacerbate the situation.
So his back was against the wall. He go, y'all lucky I ain't got no gun. I'd shoot all y'all asses. That is
No, you
That
can't
is-
say that.
that is threats.
Yes.
So they ready to arrest him. I said, no. So here comes GK,
All this over a test.
because they wouldn't take his test because he was fearful of what would happen if they didn't take his test. And I found out. So
Bitch, take the fucking test.
so then now, no, check it out. This is where it gets funny. So the principal stepped in and said, we're not arresting him. He has an IEP. Like, this kid, individual learning plan.
Okay.
Like, so this kid is on the spectrum.
Okay.
We can't do this. So, the cops back up, but they were eager. And the dude was only 5'4", right? So we didn't let that happen. GK's on one side, I'm on the other side, and the principal is on the front side. Then now we grabbed OG. Let us handle this.
What grade was he in?
Probably a sophomore.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a sophomore now, because now I could talk to him. Remember, his freshman year, I couldn't even talk to him.
Right.
He didn't talk to nobody, and so we take him to the office, right? And we try to calm this little dude down. I'm like, look, man, you gotta calm the fuck down. We about to go see the principal, and you gotta calm down. And when you get in here, all you do is just shut up. However mad he is, take that, and then I'll handle the rest. He looked at me like, nah.
My nigga was up from blood. He said, fuck what you talking about. This bitch ain't take my test.
I said, GK, you better talk to him. GK, come on, man. Little nigga, damn. Block gonna get you out of it. Just go with the flow. He looked at GK. Nah. So we at this time don't know why he's mad though. So imagine we don't know why he's mad. So we thinking it's a dude and it's a fight. We don't know why he's mad. So we get to the office, the front office, and he gets an express pass to the principal. Go straight there, sit down. Everybody in the room. I'm surrounding him. He calm as I don't know what. Dude is talking to him, principal of the school. You know, I don't think that this is the proper behavior of a football player. Dop, dibbity, dibbity.
The nigga that's signing shit that don't know what he's signing?
Yeah,
okay.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit there and I'm like, this ain't how you talk to him. You gotta talk to him straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anybody do this to the principal. From me being young to me being an adult as a coach. He looked at that man and said, you ain't gonna do shit. Just give me my punishment so I can get the fuck out of here. Coach Block, you ready?
Boom! Now what?
All the principal said was, Block, you can go ahead and take him. We're not gonna get a breakthrough here.
Was he right? Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a cliffhanger. Okay, so after he does that, once again, I'm gonna do just what he did. This is what I'm saying. This is like OG type. His nickname was OG, but this is OG shit. You sat in front of the dude who runs the school, the largest school in Wake County, and said, put your arms on his desk. You ain't gonna do shit anyway. So can I get my punishment? Coach Block, can we get the fuck out of here? I'm like, so now they're gonna think I let y'all talk like this. I said, so GK was here. Go GK. God damn. Now,
come on, dude. We got our guess.
now here's the cliffhanger. Here's the cliffhanger, and why my blood pressure shot through the roof, and why these kids to this day are like my sons. During this, our phone, me and GK's phones are blowing up. One of our football players' car coming back from lunch flipped over 6 times. Daniel Bryant. So while OG is losing his shit, Daniel Bryant had been pronounced dead twice on his way to the hospital from his car flipping over 6 times. So we literally left from OG.
Did y'all ever get OG
straight to the hospital? We gave him to his support staff person.
Okay.
And she was able to work with. She does a tremendous job with him. You know, I just don't use names because I don't know if people's names want to be involved, but she's a tremendous person. She's on my friends list, and you'll always see her saying, that's my coach, because of situations like that. So then now, while this is happening, phone, bzz, 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 bzz. I'm like, everybody knows I'm at school. So unless this is actually Chiquita with an emergency and she was pregnant, I'm like, oh, what is going on? So I look at my phone, GK pulls out his phone, only to learn that one of our football players coming back from lunch was in a tragic accident where his car flipped over 6 times.
But he's doing well.
But he's doing well.
Very well.
But at that time, so imagine dealing with that. We ain't even talking football. We ain't talking about the stress of games. We just talking about.
Did they take the niggas test?
Oh yeah, because me and the teacher had a conversation off the record.
All this started because you wanted to do what you was doing.
Me and the teacher had a conversation off the record, and what we ain't gonna do is never not take his test again. Okay, never not.
Because look what you started.
Nigga tore the school. He said it. I'm about to tear this school up. And when Miss Jarman, we love you. Miss Jarman said, Coach Block, because Miss Jarman down south, Coach Block, that baby came in my room mad like that. I said, he about to go crazy.
All right, we need to switch gears.
This nigga went nuts. This big, y'all. And I love every one of them.
Mhm.
But that's why coaching again would be hard for me because it's crazy. But
It's
yeah.
a huge investment.
Oh yeah, there was other players in the car. Yes. So we'll tell the story about that because there is a continuation. So you went from OG
Mm-hmm.
tearing up the damn school
Mm-hmm.
to now you're getting a phone call that your player, his car has flipped over 6 times,
Mhm.
and now you got to go to the hospital for the principal to be like, "How you want to handle this, nigga? I don't know.
He seemed like he was worthless.
How you want to handle this? We're gonna have all these kids coming down here. How you want to handle this?" The mom is in there crying because they got the pastor in there with them praying and you asking me this? Back to this face again. So what we're going to talk about today with James Perkins is
We're going to switch gears.
we're going to talk about the specific. Let me get the
Hey,
specific.
Rach, how you
We're
doing?
gonna get the specifics. Hold on. We're gonna get the specifics. We are going to talk about today. Y'all stay right,
And
stay
we still
put.
have to do the messy letter.
And yeah, we're gonna do the messy letter first,
Mhm,
but then we are going to talk about new beginnings, which is me right now. Living your best life with a clear mind and open heart,
Mhm.
because that's what got me down to 118 over 17 or 118 over 74 versus that 186 over 186 over 105.
Insane. Mhm.
But stay right here. I mean, there's not much to get set up. Stay right here. Stay locked in with us. And James Perkins, who is a licensed therapist, will be on.
Yes.
Don't leave because I promise you, there's going to be some good conversation.
Yes. And
All
of
right.
course, ask your questions as well.
Yeah, make sure you ask questions. We can see them on our phones. We just can't put them on the screen.
Yeah. Unless you're on YouTube.
YouTube,
Mhm.
crazy work. TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. All right. Oh.
Oh, I don't know. Good. How you doing?
Set. Stay in that room, that realm. Here to take these headphones.
Oh no, here.
I'll take those. Yeah, I'll take those. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man, Coach Block. I guess now everybody can get adjusted to make sure they're in. Slide over just a little bit this way. Perfect. There we go. Good. It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I am here with
Your girl so fab.
And we have my guy, the guy who's keeping me right and keeping this blood pressure down, my therapist, James Perkins. How you doing, sir?
Good, brother.
Good. And so for those that don't know, we have done a 3-part series every Wednesday of this month, starting on the 12th. And so if you want to, if you're listening to this and you go back and you're like, yo, I want more, you can get some more. You can go back to Closing the Tabs. That was on June 12th. And then we have Refresh and Restore, which was kind of hilarious because there was some interactions between Auntie V and Mr. Perkins in reference to just relationships, which I think was vital.
She's on vacation this week.
Yeah, she's on vacation.
Yes.
She's out.
It's all love.
Yeah, it's just us. And then today we're going to do new beginnings, living your best life with a clear mind and an open heart. So, but first, any opening that you want to say to the people, hellos or anything like that before we jump in?
Man, what's up? I've been enjoying myself.
Okay.
Messy letter the last 2 weeks. It's been fun. This has been the greatest part of the ending of my day.
Oh,
No, that's right.
All right. Well, I'm glad you said
another
it.
messy
As I
letter
say,
for
we
you.
got another messy letter.
I'm down for it.
All right. Well,
Now it's a little lengthy, so y'all gotta
okay.
hang in there with me, okay?
All right. We'll do. Hold on. Let me get the comments ready. And here we go with the messy letter.
All right. This one says, anonymous, please.
As always.
Okay. It says, I've been in a relationship for 3 years come September.
Mhm.
There are children involved, 2 minors, which are mine. I'm in my late 40s, and so is he. We dated in our early 20s and rekindled almost 3 years ago. I fell hard and didn't wait long enough to watch actions, just went with promises. I basically took care of everything: transportation, food, housing, everything in my name the entire time. I worked 2 jobs when I had to. He contributed to the household as much as he could, in quotations, but in my opinion, didn't try hard enough. I quickly started realizing that this was who he was, which caused me to grow out of love with him. During this 3-year span, there has been horrible arguments because, in his words, I don't love him how he needs to be loved, mostly physical, but words of affirmations also. But I guess not words of affirmations. I don't know what she's trying to say there. I can't because I personally don't feel loved because he watched me struggle through so many tough times and did nothing to help. Whenever we fell off financially, I was always the one to pick up the slack, extra work, or borrowing money from family and friends to get us by. My family loves him because he is genuinely a good guy, fun to be around, can fit in with any crowd, and good with the kids. Although there's a lot that my family doesn't know. He cooks, cleans, and does everything at home that needs to be done. My kids are attached, but I am not anymore, and I don't agree with staying for the kids if I'm not happy. Lately, he has been doing a lot better. He gives me money in anything I mention that I need or I'm trying to get done. He offers financial support and mental support, but hold on, I'm already mentally gone. I met someone else and I've been sneaking around with him, but I'm not looking to rush another relationship at all. However, this person appears to be exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, and yes, he is aware. I told the new friend that we still see each other out of respect for him, and or I didn't want for us to be hanging out and we have a run-in. I've tried telling him that we just need to work on it ourselves to see if we can bring it back together, but he won't accept it. Most link-ups are fun and enjoyable, and I don't know what I should do next. Oh, and I forgot to mention that he cheated and had a whole relationship for 2 months with another woman while trying to pull it back together with me. He says that I pushed him away because things came to an abrupt halt when I figured out who he was after about 9 months. Help. I don't know how to move forward. Right now, I'm just being sneaky and keeping both around, but I can't figure out for the life of me, how to juggle two people. It's exhausting. It's a lot going on there.
I would feel exhausted too.
I was saying, I'll let our guest go first. You're more than welcome to go ahead.
That takes a lot of emotional energy, man.
Mm-hmm.
To juggle one with two kids, actually three. Two are, from what I heard, two are hers. They're minors, and then one sounds like it's probably from his previous relationship.
I'm guessing so.
Right? They've been I don't know if they're married or not. They've been together 3 years.
She just said they're in a relationship.
I wonder.
You speak so softly, man. You can bring the microphone.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah. Got my counsel voice on. Sometimes you got to say hard things very softly so you can receive them.
You're like, well, let's get some more information. No, you ain't in session with him, man. Go ahead and let it rip.
Yeah, I'm like, first thing that jumped out to me was how quick. Was she married before? She doesn't say that. They rekindled love, so I'm thinking like, hey, man, fell at first sight. This was a rebound relationship. 3 years. Yeah. And it sounds like the cycle is about to repeat itself. So, two things here. One, you're absolutely right. It's exhausting. You're gonna have to make a decision. But one or the other, the decision, you need to let your decision needs to be to leave both of them alone and heal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to find a better way to say that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Tell my counsel.
Yeah. Just
I'm out the streets today.
Yeah.
Just cut both of them off because you're leading both of them on, even though she said she's up front with the I think the new guy. But when people say, and this is like no offense, when you're trying to say I'm trying to find some way to given this part in the letter where she said she had told him after he had cheated, they're trying to work on the relationship. That part was
when they were trying to bring it back together.
And she's checked out and he wants to work on it. Okay. Yeah, that's my part.
Yeah. So there's layers for me.
Yeah,
There's
I have some layers.
There's a lot here.
The first layer is
I need a consultation.
Yeah, you probably need to let this relationship go.
Yes.
And then if there wasn't any discussion about the finances in the beginning, There needs to be one now. Now she has the 3 kids, and all 3 are hers.
Well, she says
2.
She says, I'm sorry, I've been in a relationship for 3 years. Come September, there are children involved, 2 minors, which are mine.
Oh, okay.
2 minors, which are so
Mhm.
then
One
she's
that's
the
his.
one with the kids.
Yes.
Okay.
And the kids are attached to him now.
Okay. So yeah, there lies a problem
Mm-hmm.
because you guys were in that relationship together, and now the kids are now a part of said relationship, which
Mhm.
you're going to have to take that in consideration.
Especially if she detaches from him and
Yes.
then wants to reattach to the new person.
Correct. Because now what are we doing, mommy? We just
Yeah.
running things this way or that way.
Yeah.
Sounds like things were a wash once financially things went astray for my man.
Yeah, it seems like she lost respect for him.
Yeah. Which further confirms the fact that y'all need to go ahead and let this relationship go.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have respect for him, you're not going to regain it, because it looks like he's trying. He said he was giving, he gives her money now.
Yeah, now he's giving her money. And then while she was working, he was taking care of the household, it seemed.
So here's a question. She said he cooks, he cleans, he does.
Mhm.
All right.
Family loves him.
Family
Kids
loves
love him.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
All right. It's just his pockets ain't right.
Yeah.
And I guess she's just
He's-
fucking tired of working
Yeah,
2 jobs.
He's the good domesticated brother
Yeah.
Mhm.
that is happy being at home, taking care of the kids.
Mhm.
And a lot of women enjoy that. They love that until
Right.
you
Right.
ain't got no money.
Right.
Bro, I need you to go back to work.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're on the
Right.
clock.
Try harder.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
on the clock.
And that's exactly what she was alluding to, because it says, I worked 2 jobs when I had to. He contributed to the house as much as he could, but in my opinion, didn't try hard enough.
Yeah. That always becomes, I think, the issue is the level of proactiveness. What I've learned from women, not sometimes, in most cases, what they resent more than you not trying is them having to raise the issue in the first place.
Mhm.
When you see, hey, things are not getting paid around here,
Mhm.
it's the lack of proactiveness that I think is at the core of this. She doesn't see any of that.
Mhm.
And when she was saying, hey, it's a lot of the same things we experienced 20 years ago, I wonder if she's talking about, hey, man, he got any girth. As the old folks say, he ain't got no girth.
He ain't
No,
doing nothing.
He ain't doing nothing. No, and now all the things are still resurfacing to the forefront.
Yes.
So Miss, wait, I'm sorry. Sounds like he need. Oh, here go Jazz on her tip.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like he needs his mama in therapy instead of putting all of his mental on her. But she started doing it too much as well. But it seems like she didn't communicate with him in the beginning to ask him to do more or ask why he wasn't trying, and that the new man is just lust. And then Miss Driggin says, I think she needs to step away from all the romantic relationships and figure out who she really is and what she really wants. And then Chiquita says, just rip the Band-Aid off. Then Stephanie Driggin says she was paying everything, though she's the supporter. She says she contributed money when he could. Is that enough? And then Chiquita says, well, what's the problem? And then we finish with, I need to know his side.
Yeah, definitely. Because the other thing too is what I'm getting from the letter is a lot of resentment, because she said whenever we fell off, I was the one to pick up the extra slack, and I was the one borrowing money from friends and family to get us by. So I think her expectations of him were like, I want you to be in this man role of provide, protect, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you failed me. But like you said, have there been conversations? Because she also says during a 3-year span, there have been horrible arguments because in his words, I don't love him how he needs to be loved. And she's saying, I can't, because personally, I don't feel loved because he watched me struggle through so many tough times and did nothing
So I'm
to help.
withholding.
I need to
Some
know how
intentionally
clean
withholding.
this house was.
Yes. Essential question.
I need to know how good these dinners were.
Uh-huh.
I need to know how he handled these children, because we ain't gonna sit here and say on one end, oh, that's a job, when we're talking about women. And then now
I was
this
about to go
brother,
there, but you already go ahead. Yours-
but then now this brother
Poke the
seems to
bear.
be doing it.
Yes.
Now let's say the
He's
only
carrying the
thing,
mental load.
yeah, let's say the only thing she needed to do was work, but when she came home, everything was taken care of.
And she
Is
says
that not a fair deal?
She says he cooks, cleans, and does anything at home that needs to be done. So that's where I'm like, so girl, what's the problem?
The problem is what she said. In her opinion, he didn't do enough. So everything that, even though he was doing something, her mindset can't see past the fact that he's not living up to a vision that's in her head, which, if that vision is not communicated, is unfair to him. Because if he's saying, well, look, you working right now and you're more the breadwinner, I'll take care of the crib. In his mind, he's thinking he's doing his share.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then with her, she has a whole nother human being in her mind, which now allegedly this new dude fits, to the point where now the brother's making the money and saying here, and she's like, well, I don't want it no more. Well, you don't want the relationship.
Well,
Yeah.
that it's the what she's feeling is that carrying that emotional stress of feeling like you of trying to provide, which is obviously typically what brothers may feel is carrying the financial stress of making sure things are on the up and up. She's carrying the emotional burden, which is probably what she may not have communicated. She's probably communicated that hey, things need to get to paid and they're struggling, but not the emotional stress or the toll that is putting on her to have to go get another job.
Yeah.
She had the second job and just hating to do the whole time. Was she there 6 hours, 8 hours? Like, this nigga won't go to
And the
work.
crazy thing is, you talking
8
about
hours out.
simmering.
This nigga get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Just simmering.
For
but you
8
sitting here
hours.
talking about you working 2 jobs, but then you got time to cheat, girl.
Because he's at the second job.
Oh, you think this is a work husband?
Of
situation.
course.
Yeah.
Because that's where most women complain. Right there to this dude who's working. Because guess what? Her dude wasn't. So to the working guy, he like, oh, you single? Ah, man, I might as well be. This is my second job. Oh, it's your second job.
That's
He got
right.
you working 2 jobs.
Oh, yeah. That's 90% probably true. Because if you got your 8 to 5, right? You got 2 kids. There ain't really no wiggle time to kind of
Right.
Right.
off in the streets. So you got to find somebody where you at that's accessible, that's available, that has your ear.
He got you working 2
Yeah,
jobs.
because she didn't say where. She just said, I met someone and been sneaking around with him, but I'm not looking to rush another relationship at all. However, this person appears to be exactly what I'm looking for. And I think, like you said, it's just because he's working, because the other guy, I mean, I'm really not seeing what the problem is.
That
here.
is what Chiquita said as well. Like, again, what is the problem?
Yeah.
here?
What's going on? If he's cleaning, cooking, kids love him, they're taken care of, or whatever have you, then what?
You just don't want the relationship
Mm-hmm.
because you found something else that's going to tickle your fancy, and that's what you want to do.
And then you felt the need to mention at the end of the letter, oh, and I forgot to mention that he cheated and had a whole
Yeah, nah.
relationship for 2 months with
Well,
another woman.
As soon as you said that, personally, I dismissed that because you wrote that into the letter so that we can have a reason to not like him. Because actually, everything she wrote has caused us to be like, huh? What's your problem?
There are 2 people a part of this equation. It's just not homeboy.
Yeah.
Hello and good evening. Because I'm like, girl, if you don't want
Complicit in
him,
this dynamic.
listen. Annie, I don't think he got no kids. Hey. Cooks, cleans, takes care of the house.
Yeah, because what was inside your inbox this morning was crazy.
Well, we're gonna start her inbox. I want to know.
Let's you want to know? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Somebody slid in.
Yeah, so let's go into Kim's inbox.
Oh, y'all.
messy
Yeah,
letter.
so
Squirrel.
Squirrel,
y'all.
Kim's
we'll
messy
get to the
letter.
time. Where is it at?
Squirrel
Is this
moment.
it right here?
No, I didn't upload it, so you're gonna have to.
No, Kim's unfortunate dating.
Oh, there we go.
That's
Yeah.
it?
Mhm.
This is so Fab Kim.
Promise
We
I'm gonna get on
we
track.
get here, and she's like, "I got to show you something." And I said, "Well, I don't really want to see what you're about to show me because I know it's going to be something that's crazy."
Crazy.
And it was. So, would you like to tell the story? I'll get your pictures queued up.
Okay, so I mean, it's no secret that
Like a
I'm
true brother.
trying. I'm trying my hardest to get into the dating scene, but it's
Yeah.
it's hard It's really hard,
Well, I've heard
especially
it's hard
where
on the
I'm at a
streets.
point now where I'm like, I'm comfortable, I'm at peace, I enjoy my own company, I
Mhm.
travel by myself, I don't got to worry
Mhm.
about anybody else's schedule, but I would like some companionship from time to time that
Mhm.
isn't a woman,
Right.
you know? So I'm like, let me just try the dating apps because everywhere I go, my brother knows this, it's just a bunch of women. There's
Yeah.
nowhere where I'm like, okay, here's guys. And then this past weekend, when I did go to an event that had guys, I felt like I was in middle school where the guys were on one side, the girls are on the other, and nobody actually talks
Mhm.
anymore. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, literally.
What's happening? You know,
Mhm.
I guess we're still having the effects of COVID or whatever have you. Maybe we feel better if we were on a Zoom. I don't know. So I'm on the app, I'm on Facebook. I am trying, y'all. I'm really trying. I had to tell a guy, like, look, need you to calm down because he was excited and he's like, oh my God, you didn't answer me. You must not be interested. I work. Nigga. I don't
I
get
have a job.
Yes. I from 7:00 until 9:00, I am working. So if I'm not on this app, I apologize. I don't have the time, you know? So I told him, I said, may I offer a piece of advice if
Mhm.
you're interested? I said, but if not, totally fine. And he was like, I'm listening. I said, instead of you just jumping to conclusions and saying that a person isn't interested, I said, how about you can continue the conversation with a question? I said, you can ask me whatever. I'm an open book. And I said, I'll be more than happy. I said, but also know people often forget because their phones are constantly dinging. There's notifications. I said, I'm working. I have my own business. So I forgot. I apologize. He told me, have a blessed day. I said, oh, sis.
Wow. You got that.
Okay.
That's the
All
South
right.
dismissal. Have
Have a blessed day. I said, all right, beloved. So trying to navigate between that,
Yeah.
and then you got guys that are just immediately wanting to jump in bed with you. And it's like, he was older. He was probably like 45.
Yeah. He said, have a blessed day.
Yeah, have a blessed
Probably
day.
dressed like you're 55. I don't know. I gotta
I'm
see.
holding all jokes and comments because she's just leading up to this.
Okay.
When we get to this,
It's a precursor.
ooh, I gotta hold everything in because when we get to this, my finger is on the trigger. I ain't never been so ready to hit the button in my life.
Go nuclear.
I ain't never been so ready to hit the button in my life.
So,
Just stay with it, folks. All you guys that are viewing, just stay with it. We're
Stay
getting
with
there.
me. Stay with me. So, you know, I'm having conversations with other guys or whatever, but then, you know, the Facebook dating will alert you and let you know who likes you. You know, they'll say this person swiped right on you, whatever, and then you can decide to match with them or not. So I wake up this morning, you know, and I'm just checking my phone, emails, you know, the normal thing. And I come across this.
Bang.
Omar.
Oh,
39.
Jerome's cousin.
He's permed out, bruh.
Permed.
Years old.
Ooh. Somebody said, hit the damn button. There it is. Here he goes. There it is.
We have another picture. So go ahead and pull the other one up.
Oh, you weren't going to read that?
Oh, no, I'll read it. I'm going to read.
Yeah, you got to read that.
Oh, okay. So you want me to read it first?
yeah, read.
Okay.
This is Omar.
So this is Omar.
Welcome.
So
How you doing, Omar?
This is Omar's profile. He said, can you handle honesty? Relationship for today's economy is a business. Understand 85% of relationships end because of financial reason. Only 3 per 100 men can take care of women without assistance. Many fake it long enough to smash, then send you back on here.
He's talking to her now.
Which of the 4 are we going to focus on? 1, to be the only woman.
I like this brother. He got his market and spiel. Go ahead. Sound right.
1,
He set the hook.
to be the only woman, you need $1,300 a week. 2, invite a second live-in girlfriend, so you each only need $650 a week. 3, invite a third live-in girlfriend, so you each only need $435 per week. Or 4, become a special weekend, a few rounds in and out. He's searching for a long-term relationship. Located in Charlotte, he's 6 foot and the CEO of Zoo Buggy. He then reaches out to me and says, I want to take you out for ice cream and or a smoothie. And I scroll, and here are the other pictures that you can see of Omar.
Well, I can't get there
I was about to
fast
say,
enough.
come on, my nigga. There we go.
Bang and pow.
So here's Omar.
Brother,
All right.
brother.
Who is saying that if I want to be in a relationship with him, I have to have $1,300 per week. If not, we are inviting possibly a second, third, or fourth, or I'm just going to be a booty call. But first, let's go out to have ice cream or a smoothie.
What in the name of curl?
Chat GBT wrote that script for him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He put it. I can see he configured it.
What in the
Configured it for
name
black women ages.
do you?
Certain-
Somebody said
use the
dollar
voice of
store ice
Jerome.
cream.
Use the person Jerome,
I mean, yeah, like I'm saying, like what is going on here? I don't understand it.
but he's confident.
He,
As hell.
yeah,
He confident.
As hell.
yeah.
Pinky. That's
Listen.
what came out here. Pinky up for Friday. That's what came out.
Somebody called him a pimp named Slipback.
More power to you, bro.
Called him Reggie Watson from
Coming to America.
from Coming
That's
to
what I'm saying.
America. Yeah,
Somebody called him the Vampire of Charlotte. I said, now wait a minute. They said with
This-
that Khadijah
this is crazy.
blowout.
But that's what's in your inbox.
That was waiting for me in my inbox
First
this
thing in the
morning.
morning.
My day would have
Same.
been made.
That's crazy, man. That's
Saying,
crazy.
I want to take you out to ice cream or a smoothie.
Mm,
Now you see how
tantalizing.
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 Now you see me and you see you and you think that
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to agree to this.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Confidence wins the game.
And he left it up there like this.
Oh,
And the
man.
only reason why he's still there is so I could show you, because I was like, oh, nope, I got to
Mhm.
show my guy.
I find
Gotta
this
show my guy.
crazy and hilarious at the same time. Because clearly it worked somewhere.
Oh, some women got time just to. They just want to go out for the experience.
Let's
see
see
what this brother
Let's
is
see what
like.
this is about. Clearly it worked somewhere. That's
Absolutely.
crazy to me. And I feel sorry for you, like I say time and time again. Like I feel sorry that this is your experience in these
That's
streets.
the first picture that pops up. The first.
But it gets worse. That was your experience.
Yes.
Let's share someone else's experience on
this-
said same app.
I am.
I
a
promise you,
part-
we're gonna get to some therapeutic shit.
Yes, we are.
Right now,
Right.
we gotta get through why we're going to therapy.
What?
These are the reasons.
set the groundwork.
Yes.
He's laying,
This
the,
for
Messy letter,
laying the pathway.
crazy situations. This is why people go to therapy. Now let's talk about this one, because this one will put your ass in therapy.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I am a part of a group, which is more so for radio, called Nightmare Dating Profiles. Never did I think that I would have a submission, but there was a young lady.
You submitted, my man.
I most certainly did.
Oh,
and they
no.
ate his ass up.
Omar Jackson got lit up.
They ate his ass.
Oh man.
Even the
Hit the
men
radio.
did.
I mean, because that's crazy to me. That I would light his ass up too.
One guy was like, let me research his company. He ain't doing shit.
Right. Zoo Boogie. What is it
As
called?
soon as I
Zoo
heard
buggy.
zoo, I
Zoo
said,
Buggy.
oh, where's
Yeah,
this
this
going?
nigga ain't doing shit.
Just give it Dr. Doolittle.
So
Ain't doing
it's where
nothing.
both sides can go and submit horrible dating profiles. And some young lady decided to submit this one. That's the first one. We're just going to give you the top.
Okay, let's do it.
This is Junior. Now,
This is Junior.
that's Junior.
Okay, that's Junior.
Junior said, I'm a different breed looking for love. Just get to know me. And no, I'm not gay. And then here is his other picture. There's a whole slew of pictures, but I just
And-
did the top two.
And here is the man.
Nigga,
I'm
come
so
on.
excited. I'm slipping. My fingers are slipping. Hold on. I'm so excited
Oh,
because
This
this is Junior, y'all.
oh, Jesus.
Junior. Imagine waking up to that in your inbox.
And this is what he literally wanted to talk to her, but he has pictures of him bending over.
But he
of
said he's
him
not.
with ballies. He
he's
said
not
he
gay.
said he is not gay.
See, that's what we were talking about this yesterday
Mhm.
about being comfortable enough to say if you are bisexual as a
Mhm.
man. But you know, that avenue is not always comfortable for men. So they hit you with the I ain't gay, but then they'll do this. And I don't understand what that is. I don't see that
He
as
has a nice
being
butt, though.
That makes sense.
what?
He does. He have a nice butt.
Yeah, what are we supposed to say?
I wasn't expecting you to say anything.
Are we supposed to be like, well, if you do this, like what the hell?
I wasn't expecting you to say anything.
No, this is
Trying
terrible.
to set me up.
Yeah, this is terrible. Everything about it. It's terrible.
So that's
Oh,
what she
Junior.
woke up to this morning. So I'm sorry, sis. I would have definitely taken Omar and posted that because
That's terrible.
it got worse. Like that's not the only pictures that were posted. Like there were so many. He had bollies in his hair and he does nails and all types of stuff. So that's Junior in Houston, Texas, y'all.
Somebody said, I'm going to bed.
Make sure you pray so that's not in your subconscious nightmares today.
This is why I tell everyone in a relationship, make it fucking work.
Somebody said, if you go for ice cream, you're not coming back. Somebody called that dude, Jazz called him Pootie Tang. Your guy, Omar.
Oh, Omar. Yeah, he
Pootie
looks like Pootie
Tang.
Tang. Mhm.
People just, Lord. Then somebody called dude refrigerator burn brand. It's wow, this is crazy.
So that's just a sneak peek into dating. So if you're in a relationship, make it work. Go to bed loving on each other every single night and say, baby, you know what? I appreciate you because I could be in the streets looking at this.
Jazz said he sings hands on your knees.
Hey,
Shake that A for me. Yeah. Yeah, so now all that is disgusting, and that takes us to trying to figure out how we need to have a happy life.
Because what?
And live our best life with a clear mind and open heart when we receive things like this.
Like that.
What right now, personally, James has been helping me. Our whole premise of where we started at for me was just unfiltered joy. Like that was trying to figure out how to just have unfiltered joy amongst shit like this. So what does that look like in a human? Because, you know, a lot of us put mask on. What is happiness? You know what I mean? Like people claim that they're happy and then, you know, you may be like, nah, you're not. Like, what is happiness? What does it look like?
Yeah. What?
Switch gears.
Yeah, we're gonna be serious now. Now get what was dude's name?
Omar and Junior.
Get Junior out your mind because Junior will fuck up your night. But what does happiness look like, man? Because I mean, so many people want to achieve it, but do we even know what we're looking to achieve? Like, what does this look like?
I was literally going to start there.
Mhm.
I think everybody, I'm going to say everybody, there's a good portion of people whose definition for happiness is based on either societal standards, based on what they compare themselves to, right? But no, I won't say nobody's really done the work to actually ask themselves, what is it going to bring? What is it that's going to bring me happiness apart from the things that I can't control? Because this is the brass tacks. If your definition of happiness includes things that are outside of your control, it's always going to be fleeting.
Okay.
So one is definition. You got to define what happiness is for you. At this, you guys go with me here. If you're thinking, Ken, about your 20-year-old self compared to where you're at now, if you asked your 20-year-old self, what was your definition of happiness? What would have made you happy? What would that have been? And compared to what your definition now would be?
Right now, that 20-year-old self would be like, this is what you did, old dude? Damn, bro. You just, future me. What the hell is this? We didn't accomplish any of the things that we sat there and said. Future me young me would look at future me like, this was not the plan. Where is the NFL contract? Where is the house with the cars and all that? Where is that?
Right? Because what? Why am I working so hard?
What about you?
We was dependent on that money, wasn't we?
Right? It's my job. What?
I was the one that's supposed to get us out the hood.
Make a new life for all of us.
Yeah, we was all supposed to be different.
Then that attention turned to me. I said, y'all can go to hell.
Didn't happen when we were like, so you're the star. You work for iHeart. Snap, snap.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
What would have been your definition?
Happiness for me, a 20-year-old, I would probably say if I would have been that editor at Vogue or Essence or any of those, that magazine position that was so coveted, and having money, disposable income at 20.
Any of you guys out there, answer that question. We can see it here. We can't see it on the
Mhm.
screen right now, but I got it on my on the live. Just so we can add you into the conversation. What would be some things that you would say to 20-year-old you? Like, what would be that 20-year-old you if you went back in time and you're talking to him? What were the goals and ambitions?
Mine thought that was money. Like, money solved everything until I realized that, like, no, peace is what I want.
Word.
And I asked that question specifically to expose that obviously first when you're defining what happiness is for you, got to define it clearly. The second thing is to accept that happiness is actually fluid, not static. So
somebody said I would tranquilize the younger me. See,
that's hilarious.
Tranquilize.
What the hell? Okay,
Yeah.
guys, be serious.
But you,
Right.
it's like, because you, what I often say is that we tend to judge yesterday's decisions by today's wisdom.
Yeah.
So the wisdom that we have today, we're imposing that on a version of ourselves where we didn't have.
We ain't had no clue.
We didn't have no clue.
None.
We didn't have the awareness.
None.
We didn't have the community.
Yeah.
So that second thing, you should understand that it's I was about to say seasonal, not seasonal, but it's fluid. So the things that have made you happy at 20, sometimes some of them may remain, but not all of them are going to be the same things that make you happy at 40. But if you're still trying to fit the things that made you happy at 20 into the stage of life that you're at 40, you're going to be disappointed. So you're going to have to decide on, man, and this is what I said, this is the hard work of therapists, because it gets you to the space where you actually literally discover, like, man, I've been holding on to a belief, a value that I don't even want to hold on to anymore. I'm holding on to it as a matter of habit, but I haven't intentionally said, you know what, I actually don't need this anymore. What you said, yeah, money, and it's important, right? But at this point, you value your peace because you know what it's cost you when you don't have it.
Right. Right.
What else would I say? This is the other part that's hardest, is that happiness often involves choosing who's going to be inside your circle and who's not. And that's a hard pill for people to swallow, because if you've had long-standing relationships, especially for people you grew up 20 years, people will stay loyal to people that are dysfunctional, that they've known forever, that they literally know that, man, I do not feel, every time I leave, I love them, but every time I leave, why do I feel like drained? Like my spirit has shifted. I feel discouraged. You know why, but you just haven't said, you know what, I need to limit my interaction with this person. So you're going to define what it is. You have to accept that it's going to change for you at different stages and seasons of life. It's going to require you to limit your community. I think for where we're at, especially now because of the pandemic, is that it's really forced people to decide on the things that are bring them the greatest source of fulfillment.
Okay.
Because if anything, what I've learned, pandemic has exposed, like, you can't waste any more time.
Right.
You cannot waste any more time. So if you're going to do something, do it now. If you, it may, one of my mentors, Peaks to Zero, says that, you know, there's not very much difference that success has to teach you than failure. There's not very much distinctive difference of what failure has to teach you compared to success. And when he said that, I was like, is that true? And I contemplated, I was like, yeah, you know, because the only reasons that we have failure is if we don't extract any insight from our experience. That's the only reason that you can say I failed at something, is if you don't extract any livable insight.
You don't see any lesson.
You don't see any lesson. That's the short and skinny. I can give a long answer, but those are my pinpoints.
So how do you, because one of the parts of the title is with a clear and open mind. What lets me know my mind is closed? Because if I get into the routine of life and I'm growing older, and let's say I may achieve a goal here and there, but I'm not happy. How do I identify that I may not have the openness that I thought I had in my approach to myself to have a clear mind?
Absolutely. One is if you're not considering any other feedback
Mhm.
other than your own, especially around if you're asking people specific questions about, hey man, I'm not happy with where my life is at.
Mhm.
And they're giving you, and this is presuming like they're giving you some wisdom, right?
Mhm.
They're giving you some actually good feedback,
Mhm.
but you're either diminishing it, pushing it to the side, because it's going to cost you, as I say, sometimes admitting to you, if you say something to me, Ken, that I think is significant and it's true, but if I actually acknowledge it, now I have to take accountability for it,
Mhm.
and it may shift where my life is going forward.
Mhm.
I'm either going to deny or minimize. I'm not going to say, yeah, you know what? I think you may be right.
Mhm.
I have a homeboy who just said something like that to me the other day because now he realizes what I was telling him then. And he was like, man, I got to say, you are my brother. You're my friend because you were trying to tell me something that I just wasn't, I wasn't trying to accept. And now, like years later, he's like, bang, there it is in his face. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So with an open mind, and I'm sure with boundaries in that as such, we don't want to just walk around like la la la. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how does this person protect this clear mind? I know we talked about boundaries before. And how do you when you have like an everyday, let's say your job, you have that antagonist. How do you approach this in your happiness?
Yeah, this is good because Carol Dweck, that's the last time, she has a great book called Growth Mindset. And she talks about two things here. One, that people, to your point, who have they're anchored, they're centered, they accept reality on reality's terms. So these are not the people that are all about toxic positivity.
That's a thing.
It is a thing.
Thank you.
Yes.
I wondered if that was a thing.
Well, let's break that down.
Yes.
Without breaking your thought,
Yes.
can we talk about that a little bit?
Essentially what it is you want to very easily reframe any experience that you have in life circumstance that's negative. You want to immediately put the positive spin on it to avoid having to sit in the discomfort of the emotion of the experience. This can happen when you hear hard things, even people talking to you, and they're like, "Yo, I don't want to receive that." It's like people actually need validation. It's okay to actually empathize because life is not 100% good things happen all the time. It's both good and bad.
I'm gonna record this and play it in my Friday morning meeting because those niggas is tripping.
Literally.
Because they thrive on positivity. And I'm like, at what point do you realize that there should be some sort of level of realism here?
Right. And so get this, because people that are on that bench, it's hard to appreciate being positive and being optimistic when it's rooted in when it's rooted in falsehood. When we savor the only reason that we know the beauty and joy of love, of getting a new job is because we know the experience of when we got fired from another one.
Right.
Yes.
Got rejected. That's what allows us to actually accept, take in the joy of the new one because we've been disappointed.
Right.
So it did break my thought when I was
I'm sorry, that was me.
No.
That was totally me. I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. That's okay. Like my question was just talking about how do we protect the antagonists that may come along while you're in your happy zone?
Yes. One, and this is a harder one, but it's essential. I still got to say it. It's simple, but it's profound. Is that you got to accept that 90% of what people do to you or how they interact with you has more to do with them than it has to do with you. If you can get that in your spirit, deep down in your core, there are going to be a lot of things that are going to literally roll off your chest because you're not personalizing them, you're not reacting to them. I think a part of the challenge is because that's why therapy is so important. When we haven't done our own internal work, we get triggered so easily and we react. And when you realize it's like, I shouldn't have said that.
Right.
We realize it in hindsight, but in the moment,
Mhm.
it's like, no, I can't let this slide.
Mhm.
So then that trigger of who you think you're talking to, how do we work with that? Because that's that trigger will flip people quick.
And this is your point, because that is the whole dynamic of, man, I'm not gonna let people ruin my day.
Mhm.
So you think by flipping them off
Mhm.
or by telling them about themselves, that's you saying,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna let you take. You've
Yeah.
already let them take your joy.
Mhm.
Right.
Or protect them
Because we're already now in this
It's
space.
like we're now they have dysregulated you, and you feel like the only way to get yourself regulated back is to tell them off.
Mhm.
No, sweetie pie, that's not how it's gonna go down. And so you need to accept that, man. More than half of what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis in your interactions with people
Mhm.
is going to have to do with them more than it is to you.
Mhm.
I don't know any other way outside of us developing a set of practices that help to keep us grounded.
Mhm.
And these practices, like I said, these are things that are within our control.
Mhm.
The more things that you have control over, that you have agency over in your life,
Mhm.
and the less things you release that you don't have control over, the more you're going to be able to protect your peace.
Okay.
So what does that look like? If I realize like, hey, you know what? I cannot control that my mom is going to call me and she is, for the 35th time, going to say something about me not being married,
Mhm.
or she's going to make some sly remark.
Mhm.
I love her, but I can't control that.
Mhm.
I've already spoken to her about, like, Mom, hey, ...
Mhm.
Can you stop saying that? And it's like, she don't care.
Mhm.
Or you've accepted, how a person is going to be, and you like, hey, I just got to accept it.
Mhm.
When you are making that decision to accept a person as is, you also got to accept that, hey, what you're not going to get from them.
Mhm.
If you accept a person for who they truly are, you have to accept that you're giving up what you feel like you were going to get from them.
Right.
Sometimes we want to say, hey, I'm just going to let the person be who they be. I'm going to accept who they are. We're actually not actually deciding, well, what is it that I'm actually giving up by accepting that this is who they are?
Mhm.
If I'm accepting that my mom she's just going to be this way, that I know I'm forfeiting some level of empathy from her,
Mhm.
some level of emotional connection.
Mhm.
The relationship I thought that I was going to have with her, I'm not going to have with her.
Mhm.
You have to grieve that,
Mhm.
because if not, you're going to keep walking on. It's going to be dragging your joy down. It's going to disrupt that level of happiness that we're talking about. From be able to live from a clear heart or an open heart and a clear mind.
Mhm.
It's going to end up robbing you of that, because you actually haven't grieved what you feel like you're going to lose if you don't accept her for who she is at that moment.
So to that point, do we? Because we were talking about what's the proper term you said? Positive,
toxic positivity.
Mhm.
So is there a part of dreamers that are toxic with the positivity? Like just somebody who's just a dreamer. I got this thought. I got these thoughts. They make me happy. I'm going to go get it. When you're looking at them like, this ain't reality. You know what I mean? So is there a part of that goes into it? How do we handle dreamers? Because sometimes to me, dreamers seem like they got it together. Like their mind is clear. But then it's like, sometimes they'll say things that'll cause you to say, this is not reality.
Yeah.
Like, so what is the balance of being a dreamer and having a clear mind, and then just being in that positive toxic space? Like, how does a person distinguish the two?
You gave the answer, is that they accept reality.
Okay.
I've seen two demographics. You have the people that literally, they're dreamers, but they're poor executors. So they do have dreams that are realistic and attainable, but they don't have the discipline to see them through, or they're trying to see so many of them through at the same time that they never finish one. And then you obviously had a demographic, which is, I think, the more toxic positivity, where, to be honest, it is the euphoria of dreaming that will help inflate a person's sense of ego. So if you're dreaming all the time, you're telling people all your dreams, it's like a source of dopamine just to even be talking about it. James Clear talks about that in his book, Atomic Habits.
I have the book.
It's a great book. And
Nerd. Say no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
And he says, like, points out the statistic that the longer that you talk about dreams
Mhm.
without actually acting on them, literally your body, I forgot the word, it diminishes the capacity for you to actually go after it because your brain doesn't have any supportive evidence to say
Okay.
you've actually went after this. So you've been
Okay.
talking about this for the last. You got a homeboy, you know him since 18, and he still got the same dream
Mhm.
here at 40. You like, bro, when you gonna let
Yeah,
that go?
let it go. Right.
You've never taken, and he may have took some action or played around with it, but he's never took ownership of it.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting part I think about, and because all of us have a dream to some degree.
Mm-hmm. My next question was going to be how much of dreaming is a part of your happiness, like and those goals ahead, like where you say like some people have so many goals they can't execute one, but how much impact does having those goals or those dreams affect your happiness?
If you are actually taking actionable steps towards that dream, your happiness can be present. I tell people, like, we know your body knows when you're giving your all and when you're not. You can be, one thing we talked about in our therapy session about what integrity is, that people just think integrity is about doing things rightly, but integrity is about congruence of heart and mind, which is, hey, that what I'm saying with my mouth actually matches the disposition of my heart. Like, I'm saying it with my mouth, but do I really feel it inside? And people who are actually happy know that, man, that what I'm saying with my mouth, I actually feel inside of my heart. It's an embodied feeling. I'm actually going to go out and do it.
Okay.
Because we know people, man, they can blow steam. They can be talking because of the environment they're in,
and just be hype.
And be hype. and they know internally, like,
I ain't doing that shit.
They feel it.
Right.
In internal dialogue, it's
I'm
like,
not
you ain't
doing
gonna do
this.
this.
Yeah.
Your ego sit in the corner. You've been saying it for the last 3 years. They got the line literally lined down.
Yeah.
And it's not it.
Cool. So then now inside this happy space, and especially for men, how do we get it out? Because I've seen brothers who you be like, that brother is a happy brother, but you can see that he is reserved and doesn't know how to be happy in a chill space. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess once again, it's a vulnerability, right? But I've seen so many brothers that, and I used to be one of them. Everybody's chill, everybody's having a good time, but you still got this face. And then somebody be like, "You good? Yeah, I'm cool." Because they just don't know how to adapt to that atmosphere. What is that push, or what does that push look like internally for them? Or if you notice it and it's a family member or someone close to you, how can you maybe nudge a little bit, like, man, relax?
Yeah. Sometimes I think the relaxing kind of agitates people, because obviously you can see that they're not relaxed. And if I would go to you, like if you sit in the wall, we told you to relax, you're like, get away from me, like, man, leave me alone.
Get out my face, bro.
Get out my face. But that question of like, and this is like, it really is a challenge of vulnerability, because even if you ask the question of, hey, what's going on with you, man? Is there something in your heart and mind? The brother still has to make a decision to step into that space of vulnerability. So when people ask me, I was like, there's nothing that you can do to push a person, because it requires a personal volition, a personal will to actually give yourself permission to open up. The only other way that I know, a practical way in the settings that I'm in, is that I embody that vulnerability myself. So when I go into spaces and people, especially because they know I'm a therapist, some things they believe I won't self-disclose about, I will self-disclose about to create a space of vulnerability for a person to step into. Because oftentimes brothers are just waiting for other brothers to do that.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Nah.
So I intentionally do that But it takes brothers who are comfortable with their vulnerability to step in their own spaces with their bros and be the first one to say, hey, yo, this is what's going on. And not talk about it in a third party fashion, which I tell brothers, like, you talk about relationship issues, like, yeah, these women out here. No, talk about you and your wife. It's not all you said, these women out here.
I swear these women get on my nerves. Man, you've been married for 13 years.
Like, what's going on with you and Tasha?
Right.
Can we talk? So don't speak from the third person point of view, man. Just speak from your story.
Yeah.
So
and so, like, because I know I was a person who suffered specifically from that point of just like, it's okay. Like my sister would tell you, like, I'm people call me the angry man because I'm just sitting there all the time.
Grumbly grew.
Because I didn't know how to be just happy. Like, that's why I asked you, like, what is this and what does it look like? Because how do you be happy? Like, and you can have all the boxes checked. Like, I would say that I'm a guy that can check all the boxes. My children are healthy. I have a great woman and support system. I'm working through things with therapy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then at times I still feel myself sinking into the
or even just being, because that's one thing that I can say that some of the guys I've dated where I would tell them, just sit still, just be.
Yeah.
But it's like they had to just keep moving. I gotta do this person, this person. Sit still, relax, just be. Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
As far as like happiness and just being.
Yeah. The word being is that we were, as I will say, we are called human beings, not human doings. And our culture reinforces that for a man to feel good about himself, it has to be connected to his performance. So much of our identity as men is connected to what we do, not who we are. And that goes all the way down, if you're married or even if you're not married, to the bedroom. Like, if you don't get it up, ain't nothing happening in that moment.
Wah, wah, wah.
Right?
See, and then that's what see how you acting. See, that's inappropriate. That's one less brother that's gonna talk about it.
Right. So literally in the most intimate, vulnerable act, you're having to perform. And if you can't perform, there's going to be a challenge around that. And so it's very challenging. So I think that process of rewiring and creating an identity that's centered in where you are operating out of your being, like you're doing out of your being, not doing to be. It's a major shift.
That's hard. That's hard. Like when you're saying that, I'm thinking, but so many people require you to be doing.
Yep. And that's the thing is to your point, so many people require it, but for a lot, and this is, I'll be honest, there's a certain level of satisfaction that men get, that we get from meeting the demands that people placed on us, spouses, friends, mothers, fathers. There's a certain level of satisfaction that comes like, hey, I did that. I met the demand. So we got to be honest with ourselves to say, hey, you know what? Man, I built a lot of my self-esteem on the fact that I've been able to do this. And I'm not sure if that's good, because that's cost me my mental and emotional health.
Football. See, I'm good. Full circle. Like, because so what I was telling people, and you're a part of helping me get to this point. My blood pressure today was 118/74. A year ago, it was 186/109. And so the processes that I've been going through, and the people such as yourself and Auntie V and everything have been a part of this process to where I'm just like, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
But one place that I can be honored and I got this is football.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, there's a sacrifice.
Yep.
And that is what I'm fighting with currently with the, the community asking me, because I'm like, I can do it. I can do it. But then I look at my numbers and I'm like, every time, like, my chart, I can see like every time I start coaching football, my blood pressure gets out of control. So now what are you willing to sacrifice? So what you speaking that is exactly what I'm going through.
Yeah. Because if we talk about these internal validators for self-esteem and the external validators for self-esteem,
Mhm.
if most of your self-esteem is built on external validators,
Mhm.
when those things are being taken away,
Mhm.
your self-esteem is going to go down.
Mhm.
So what are external validators? Your age, your ethnicity, where you went to school at, how much money you got, how long you've been married,
Mhm.
what you've been able to accomplish
Mhm.
with what's been handed to you,
Mhm.
all those external validators.
Mhm.
If your internal validators are really low and you don't see that, man, the fact that I'm a man of character, of perseverance,
Mhm.
if those things don't mean anything to you,
Mhm.
they're not valuable to you, and you only value what you can see,
Mhm.
man, your happiness is going to be minimal because your sense of your self-perception is based on all the things that you've accomplished.
Right.
Not that you're a man of value, character. Like these, I've held to my values, and that's actually what makes me proud of who I am.
See, we need one of them angry brothers that think that all those factors are happiness, because that's what they preach on these podcasts is the money, the sex, the I got this, what do you bring, and all that. But then that doesn't necessarily equate to internal happiness.
It doesn't.
And so we got people walking around with the facade, because as you're speaking that, I'm thinking this is what sells. That hand over there don't sell nothing.
It doesn't.
This hand is what sells everything.
And our society reinforces it. Literally, when we think about our boys' development, the way our brains are wired compared to women's, and there's a whole the center article about like there's certain parts of our brain that are bigger for us than there is for women. So the fact that, and it's just a generalization, the capacity for them to heal, not necessarily is a lot easier because of they're women, but there are certain parts of their brain that allow for them to experience their emotions. Obviously, you guys are already emotionally developed sooner than men, right? So that's a part of that. But that chemical testosterone, which is important for us as men, as a boy, when you are growing up, you start to build confidence by achievement. When you build achievement, what happens is literally testosterone is released into your system that improves your sense of self-confidence. As you begin to take on new challenges, that confidence begins to grow because now more testosterone is released in your system. If a man is taking too many L's, he doesn't get that testosterone. So that self-confidence is not building. So you know what happens? He has to
starts a podcast.
You're not wrong. He has to create other wars or other ways to get that fix of testosterone in his system. So the womanizing, the workaholic, these are all ways.
I hope y'all Negroes are watching. These are gems.
These are all of the ways that you're trying to manufacture that sense of confidence, which is why, we got 50-year-old brothers who are dating 20-year-old women, whatever, and they still think they got it because their definition, they get their sense of self-worth by man. I'm 50 and I can still put your definition literally of how you're building your confidence is I can get these women or the overemphasis in the work. So, and that's not uncommon, obviously, but it's like, man, I feel more valuable at work and what I offer, and I get my self-esteem from there. And when I go home, I don't get that same level. So I tell women, your husband isn't necessarily trying to stay at the job, and it's just not all about work. He's really trying to get his needs met. So if he gets value, admiration at his workplace, but then he comes home and all he gets is criticism, which place do you think he's going to spend most of his time at?
Lord, I know somebody you talking to who said the same thing. If you watching, eat this up, because literally was like, man, I'd rather work overtime because I get more respect at work than I do at home.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And so if ask the wife, if you put yourself in the same shoes, you probably feel the same way. If you felt more value at your workplace than you did at your home, which place would you more naturally, not to say that it's right, but which place would you more naturally be drawn to?
Right.
Oh man, without very much investment, I can get my need met here.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm at home, I feel like I get 20 things to get one piece of admiration or value.
I thought you was about to say one more.
Right,
You said
right.
one piece of admiration.
That too, probably right.
Admiration. I was like, oh, wait. But yeah, like that too, that plays a part. Like,
because this is the thing. For men, we need concrete standards. We need to know what the benchmark is so that when we reach it, we know we've accomplished it. When you're in relationships, that can be organic, because the person that you're trying to satisfy, namely, another woman, that benchmark may be rolling, just as it may be rolling for you too. But it's not so clear and concrete. And the challenge is, even when brothers are doing that, they feel like, tell me what I need to do.
Right.
And they start doing the things. They're like, why are you not happy? Because you're just doing the things.
The Will and Jada thing. Because I remember Jada saying Will would always do extravagant things, but he was missing the mark.
You're doing the act, but your heart isn't in it. I can tell, and women know that. They know when you're going through the routine, but your heart is not in it. Once they sense your heart is in it, and your own level of proactiveness, that's usually where that connection comes from. But if you're doing things, it's like, you don't get me flowers. Stop by Food Line on the way home. Hey, I got you flowers. Tuesday, I got you flowers. Wednesday, hey, what you trying to do tonight? You missed the whole point, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You did your 5 or 7 days of flowers.
Right.
You make the ass. It's not about the ass.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And to that point, that was a situation about 2 Christmases ago. Like I always like being very transparent and with the show, because I'm a real person who goes through this. All Chiquita wanted was tires. And I'm like, but I got you these gifts for Christmas, because nobody gets tires for Christmas. And she's like, I just wanted tires. And I'm like, who just wants tires? Let me give you things. And I'm looking like, why ain't you happy?
Meanwhile, I'm slipping and sliding on ice. These damn gifts. Nigga, give me some trash.
I learned to listen. It's been a road, but I'm telling you, because like I said, everything that we are talking about now, I specifically was one, because mine was an ego guy, big ego guy, machismo all over the place. What? Who can lift? I can lift more. Who can build? I can build more. Like, but none of that, all that left me here. None of that shit made me happy. Who the hell am I?
But I'll say to brothers, I know a big part of that comes from, like, early on, just not getting that need for validation, affirmation met. And when I say, that affirmation those 3 needs of, attention, affirmation, affection, we all need to get met by our primary caregivers, especially our fathers. That affirmation please helps us establish a sense of identity for a child. So it's making those statements like, I'm proud of you, I believe in what you're going to become, in front of them, where they have a chance to literally embody or internalize. We all know the experience of talking to a niece or nephew or 5 or 6 year old, and you say something very positive to them, and you can see how they absorb it. It gets in their core. That's what we need very early on. So when you don't get that, you got to find other ways to compensate for that, to get that. As I say, you try to get a legitimate need met, but in an illegitimate way.
Is that what you're experiencing out here?
Yes. I'm like, your mom and dad didn't love you and express love enough, did they?
And the reason why I asked is that what you're experiencing is because amongst men, we get every single mask you can see. And at times, especially certain type of women, guys will be extremely vulnerable with you, but we, as they homies, we won't see it. So that's why I'm asking, like, is this what you get? Because I got a certain crew of friends that are like brothers, and we do that with one another. But outside of that, most of your brothers is just surface. What's up? How you doing? Where you work? What you do? How much money you make?
It's a mixture of both. And I've noticed that with some guys, when I'm very intentional about my questioning, I'll get them to open up. Then it's like, okay, then they'll just start spilling. And I'm like, whoa, there's this whole, dam that just broke, and then now I'm getting everything because I guess it's considered like, oh, well, I can see you as an ally. You're a safe space now.
Quality questions, right?
Yeah,
You get asked quality questions, you get good answers.
Exactly. Where there's some where it's just like, no, me, man, you, woman, sex. Like,
I like you.
I like you. You like me.
You like me. Now what?
No, let's go home.
So it's I get all of the spectrum, but what I am noticing is that there are a lot of hurt people out here who don't know what to do with that hurt. And I'm like, so there's a guy that I know. I don't know if he's accepted any clients, but here's his information.
Call him
yesterday.
Right.
And I appreciate the fact that that you're here to do this with us, and hopefully we can continue this, not to your schedule, to your liking of your schedule, but because I need us to start knocking down. I like when you had it on, everything was on this hand, and then there wasn't so much on this hand. Everything that's on this hand, all the machismo and the ego and all that, we got to knock that stuff down so that we can start to create genuine relationships so that we can be happy. I think so many brothers just don't know how to be happy right now. We just don't. And I got a brother that I check in on because, since we've been doing this, everybody's been emphasizing just check in on people. And I know he's not happy.
Yeah,
I know it. And it's just like, but I also been friends with him for so long. I'm like, I don't know if my brother know how to be happy. And his words are, if people just leave me alone, I'm good. And I'm like, that's not true.
That's not.
You know what I'm saying? So
it feels like the answer in part because when you don't have anybody answer you, asking that question, you don't have to feel the discomfort of when they ask and you're not happy. And it's like, crap, you just reminded me that I'm not happy. So just leave me alone so I can sit in my own shame and spiral and be isolated.
Just be unhappy.
Don't remind me. I don't want you to remind me. Trigger and remind me that I'm not happy.
Yeah, because the thing is, like I tell them every time, we get together, you're a different person than when you're on the phone. Like, so if we actually get together and do something or go get something to eat, grab some wings, whatever, totally different dude. As soon as I hear him on the phone, it's like, yeah, what's up, nigga? You're like, man,
shame, man.
What the hell's going on?
That's the thing that's killing me in silence.
So this shame, and I'm sorry, it's almost 8:30. Ouch. But this shame, how do we rid this? How do we identify it? How do we get rid of it? Like, because that's kind of how my mind is now. Thanks to you. Identify it, decide where it needs to go, and keep pushing. Like, you don't fester in this. You know what I mean? So if we do have that shame and sadness, how do we identify it? How do we get rid of it?
Most likely for us, this is just for brothers, you need to speak with a therapist because most brothers don't have the tools to even start to unpack that shame, to have someone sit in and validate their experience. But the antidote for it is empathy. So if you don't open up, if you don't share, your body literally is not going to get the embodied experience of having someone listen to you. Imagine what it would have been like to be in your shoes and validate those emotions, validate those experiences. When you literally get that, what that's called is empathy. When empathy is the only thing that shame can't survive. Empathy is the only thing that shame can't survive. But these three ingredients, when they're present, shame grows exponentially. Isolation, secrecy, and fear of judgment. If you feel like as a brother, you have these three, like, man, you're isolating yourself. So if you can see that to your point, well, me, my isolation is, the example that you just gave, that brothers isolate themselves. He may go out and be a different person when you guys are having wings, but when he goes back to the crib, he's by himself. You're isolated. You say, hey, I'm going out with my boys. No, you're performing, but you're isolated. You're not opening up. You're not sharing. The secrecy, the things you feel like I need to keep hidden from people, from myself, because I want to face the reality of what I'm doing. And if you're afraid of what you have to share may be judged, then you're in a space of shame. And the only way that you're going to get out of that is through a relationship, because shame isolates you from yourself first, then it isolates you from people. The same, and this is, I say this to everybody, shame happens as a result. Often we start to feel that as a result of breakdowns in the relationships. And so we think that if I stay away from people because that's where I was hurt at, I'll heal. Doesn't work that way. The same space that you were rejected in, got broken in, relationships, it's going to be the only solution for your healing is you heal and you get hurt at the same place. That's why I say, you know, it's interesting that
I'm gonna say, I ain't trying to hear that, Jay.
right. Because people,
Wow.
Look, the greatest. I love my boy Darius Dane. He says the greatest source of joy and pain comes from the same place: relationships.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be bothered with these niggas, Jay.
That's all I got to say.
What? And we gonna close on that. It's a mouthful.
I just want to stay in my house by myself.
Right.
Wow.
Deal with niggas. What?
And I what we call it.
Preposterous.
You need a corrective experience.
I know that's right. Well, y'all find me one.
Wow. I just need the eyes. Wow.
Oh, man.
This is isolation. Issa over here.
Listen,
Woo.
I'm like, you hurt me? Well, I won't see y'all for about 2 years.
Family included. I'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm calling you. Answer the phone.
Yeah. And that reinforced the self-fulfilling prophecy. Like,
Yeah.
I can't trust these people. They gonna hurt me.
Yeah, I can't trust none of these.
I don't
Brad
like
got all
none
the
of you
evidence.
niggas.
None of y'all ain't
Not
trustworthy.
on one. Everybody's not trustworthy. So I thank you for doing this series with us. I really do. And I don't want to hold anybody over because it is actually 8:30. So I don't want to hold anybody. But one, we got to do this again.
Absolutely.
And once again, we'll talk about it to your schedule, even if you just pop up once a month.
I was gonna say,
What?
I'd love to get your thoughts on the social experiment, Love is Blind. Do you watch any of that?
I haven't caught up, but I've heard, especially from the last season, I forgot his name.
Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to get your input on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Be a hit.
Yeah, let's talk
It
about
trends
it.
every single time we talk about it.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well then let's make
do
sure let's do it again. And like I said, we'll talk off air.
Or The
But-
Ultimatum. Have you watched that yet?
I haven't. Somebody told me about them too.
Cool. So just close it out, man. I mean, we did a 3-part series. Close it out. Tell people how they can get in contact with you. And
Absolutely, man. If you guys want to check me out, jamesperkins.help.
Mhm.
If you want to book me for a session, I have myself and also some other clinicians. But you can find me on Instagram, James Perkins Inspires. I look forward to supporting you. And I always tell people, if you have any questions, man, just drop in my Instagram, drop me a note. We'll make sure we connect. I'll get your question answered.
And Jazz ended it with, this was great information, great knowledge. So, and this all came full circle. So,
Yeah.
yeah, great show. And what are we coming in here tomorrow?
You might as well go ahead and finish out Thursday at least.
Ouch.
Because you said you might have the attorney, right?
Oh, well, yeah. Hopefully she was. We won't put her business.
Yeah,
on.
no,
I ain't heard from her, but all right. But if we do tomorrow, we'll have our attorney on, and we can finally get those informations of what you need to do if you are experiencing the custody battle and the divorce battle. Because a lot of men, it takes them out, and what we want to do is let you know your rights so that you are able to exercise those, so that you can see that this is just a bump in the road, but it is not a final stop. So. Hopefully that can happen. If not, I know a lot from personal experience. So I can answer just about any question you got. Promise.
Got you.
Yeah, any.
I got you.
I got you.
Ooh, there needs to be a whole segment on divorced men. It's like, get it together.
Well, not so much the divorce side. My divorce was real clean cut. Sign here, boom, done. But that custody part, buddy.
Yes.
So with that being said, God bless. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I know we couldn't see it here, but we caught everybody here. Thank y'all. We had a nice crowd. And we will be back tomorrow, God willing. TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. Peace.